Hello everyone. We are going to tell you a little bit about our journeys that we've been having. We've had 4 journeys so far.
Yeah. So we'll just kind of do a combination of those 4.
Yeah.
I think maybe moving forward we'll check in more often.
Yeah.
But let's see how it goes and what we can remember.
Yeah. It's been a wild week. We actually started the week being really sick.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot of people that had stomach bugs going
on.
on.
We've had a bit of jet lag as well because traveling from New Zealand is quite a journey. So yeah. So going into the first journey, I was quite sick actually. So it was a lot of body kind of stuckness,
discomfort.
So,
and that first journey we went into it
full cup.
We got a full cup. We kind of didn't really think about it much.
Yeah, we kind of wanted to ease into a little bit, but then I thought, okay, let's just trust it.
We could have thrown out
back
a bit to take less, but I think being the first time, we just were like, okay, let's go with whatever is handed out.
And I think you kind of have this idea of like, we've done it before, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
But it's definitely different every time. I feel like the medicine here at Nihue Rao it's strong.
Very strong, yeah. It got us like really intensely.
Yeah.
It was a bit of an overwhelming first session for both of us for many reasons. It came on really strong. It was our bodies were just, I mean, I don't know if you were just more uncomfortable in your body.
I was just really uncomfortable in my body. Yeah, I could.
Because you were sick.
I was like, holding in most of the time. And so I kind of went into the journey, and I think I managed to stay calm and like centered most of the time, but most of that bringing myself back was because I felt really uncomfortable. So I feel like it really drew me out of my journey quite a bit. And I couldn't really focus and go deeper. So that was my whole night basically. And then
did we explain how the ceremony works? Maybe we just need to go back quickly and just be like, when we go into the space, so the maloka is what it's called. It's like a round building that we sit in, and the shamans kind of set the space energetically, and they open up the space once everyone has gone and had their cup of ayahuasca.
And you kind of sit in silence for a little bit.
You sit on your bed for a little while and you really just tune into your intention, what you want to work on.
Yeah, so that's an important part, because sometimes people just look around and they kind of take everything in, but it's really like, as soon as you've had your medicine, just come back to your space and really start thinking and talking into your intention.
Grounding your energy in and not getting distracted by everyone else's things, because that can really throw you out of your whole journey. And then
so you can kind of repeat to yourself like what you want to work on, and like more in a conversation way, not in a mantra way where you just kind of keep repeating, but kind of open it up for conversation. And then after a while, they would, like, when everyone has had their medicine, and they switch off the lights, and then
they have their kind of opening songs that they do,
which is more quiet, more like
they open
relaxed.
The space up, and it's in their own language. It's not Spanish. It's actually like Quechua, I think. So nobody really understands what they're singing.
Which I feel is better, because I don't want to know what they're singing all the time.
So each shaman will sing their own personal song to open the space up, and then they kind of wait. They wait for the effects of the medicine to kick in, and
then on the first journey, like then you kind of get your personal song first.
Yeah.
You get 2 songs on the first journey.
And so you're in the dark and you just start to feel the medicine kick in, and that can be anything from like visions start to come in,
conversations, feelings,
thought patterns. It starts to kind of, your body starts to expand, and that's where, if you've had a big dose like we had, it can get really overwhelming. The visions can come up really strong.
It can kind of catch you off guard a little bit, especially on the first one.
Like I had, like, I think one of my first visions was literally like spacecrafts up in the sky, opening the sky up, like, you know how some people talk about the firmament of like that globe around the earth. They were opening that up and showing like there's more out there. And it was just a bunch of stuff coming in. But then my body was feeling so like out of it. I couldn't feel my limbs anymore. I couldn't find my bucket, because you get a bucket if you need to throw up. I was seeing so many patterns and things that I couldn't like make sense of anything. I couldn't focus on my intention. I was getting really overwhelmed. There was like no focus point. There were like some snippets of moments that were really nice, where all of a sudden it would get quiet and there would be golden light and it would feel peaceful, and all of a sudden it would go away again, and I would be thrown out of it. So it was just, I think you get to learn to work with the medicine and to talk to it and to ask if you need to tone it down, and it actually works with you. But that first ceremony, we didn't really know how to do that.
They say if you get too many things all at once, like then you can't really make sense of it, and they call it a bomba.
We were both bombaying out like real intensely. So it went on for a very long time. So they take you, the facilitators will take you to the shaman to have your song sung. So that kind of helps you, they help you clear whatever it is that you wanted to clear for that day. Usually ends up in you purging, like, you didn't actually.
No, I didn't
purge at all.
Which I found really hard actually, because I feel like, we'll get to that, but
I was purging like
instantly
so much. It was like so much. I couldn't understand how much more can come out of me. Like, there was so much coming out, which is obviously energetically there's stuff that needs to go, needs to leave your system. So it's all understandable. It's just, it was quite a lot to deal with.
For me it was just overwhelmingly like bodily stuff the whole time.
And so we were in it because eventually they kind of listen to the group, they look at the energy of the group. Most people start to kind of finish their journeys at some point. It quiets down. They sing through the whole night. This goes on for like 4 or 5 hours.
But in the first night you get your second song, and that's the song that actually opens up the diet. So the plant that we mentioned in a previous video, like which is not an hallucinogenic at all, just to be clear on that.
The one that we take every day as a support plant.
So then your second song is actually opening the diet with this plant. So then everyone that's on their first night will receive a second song. And obviously when they are singing to all the other people in the room, you keep hearing these songs anyway. So you have the whole night of singing, and you can really tune into any of the songs and kind of help yourself through the journey.
Yeah.
But then you get your second opening song for the diet.
It connects you with your plant. It activates your plant. It kind of just, opens it up energetically.
Yeah, and it's kind of a respectful way to kind of really, okay, now I'm serious.
We're ready. We're doing this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just the wildest night.
Yeah, and then I think that it was just weird because afterwards we were both quite deep in it still. Like the ceremony closed, and I was a bit deeper than Julia.
Yeah.
So she came over to my mat and she could help me a little bit.
They finish the ceremony, they switch on a little candle, and then you can kind of hang out in the space for as long as you want until the effects have worn off. So some people might start kind of chatting, or you might have an apple, or you go to the bathroom, and some people might still be in it. So for both me and Vessel, we were so deep in it still for a very long time. And one of the facilitators actually helped me to go. She took me outside for a little bit to ground my feet on the earth, and I was just like panicking quite a lot, and just I kept saying, I don't know when this is going to end. How is this like?
Because it feels like it's never going to end.
It keeps coming in waves, and it doesn't stop, and it was just so bad. And then I started getting really worried about Vessel, and then I was like to the facilitator, just asking her, can you just go and help him, because I think he's really struggling.
Yeah, I was.
And he was. I could see him like really.
Yeah, I was still deep in it.
Deeply suffering. So then she sat with him for a while, like fanning him, and they have like agua florida, which is like
flower
water that helps you to, like the smell of it helps you to bring you back. And they have mapacho that they smoke to kind of cleanse your
because the smoke clears away any
so there was all of that
energy.
stuff going on, trying to help both of us out.
And she was amazing because she was Julia on my one side and the facilitator on the other side, and she was just kind of there the whole time.
Because I had started to
kind of go back into it.
It comes back in these shifts. It's like all of a sudden there's a shift, and you're like, oh, I'm back a little bit more. Oh, now I'm back. I'm more.
But then
I'm more here. So slowly you start to come down from it, and then you're fine, and then it's all good. It's just that overwhelm was really a lot that first night. So that was
and we don't sit together in the journeys because obviously we share a lot of energy. So we had a few people in between us, which is really helpful to not be really next to someone that you care for.
Also because like we have a really strong connection, and also because we are facilitators, both of us. So we have a tendency to want to go and help each other immediately, or other people that are in suffering.
Although over the years, I think we understand now that it's okay to give each other like that space to journey. So that was the first night.
So the first night was a bit of a shocker. It was a bit crazy. But then that day we realized that we were actually really sick. We had like stomach stuff going on. Everybody was going to the toilet.
Which was not connected to the ayahuasca.
Yeah, it was a bug because it had started a few days before with some other people, and everyone was running to the toilet. It was just chaos. So that second ceremony, we sat out of it. We didn't join because we could not. Our bodies were not handling it very well.
But then we still got our Icaros, so that's the songs they sing. So basically we just joined in just before the songs started. We came into the maloka and we sat down, and we each had our song still, which is really beautiful because I've never had a song. We've never had the song while not on the medicine.
Yeah.
So that was quite different to actually sit and listen deeply to the song. Quite emotional and quite beautiful
really deep.
Song.
And I mean, they do say you don't ever have to take the medicine,
because it's actually the songs that heal you.
Yeah.
The shaman sing, and then that's like, I think back in the day,
people
the
didn't
shamans
used to.
did, only the shaman would have the medicine and the people only have the song. But I guess there's lessons in it when you actually take it yourself.
Because it just helps you to see that what's happening to you is actually real. You connect to your guides, you see those visuals that you don't always believe if you don't see it. So it's quite cool.
Yeah. So after the second one, we went back and we had a really good sleep.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of dreams actually, and those dreams were connected to things that I kind of want to work on. So, and like I could really remember the dreams after I woke up, and I can still remember them. So I think that was kind of the way the medicine kind of helped on that second night. Or for
even
me
just
at least.
the ikaru that you got was the intention. Was literally about the stuff that you were dreaming about that night. So that was really cool. And then we kind of just got ourselves back on track, started to feel healthier again, because we do ceremonies on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then we rest on Wednesdays, and then we have Thursdays and Fridays again. So we rested on the Wednesday and back in it on the Thursday. So
and then I felt better, so I felt back to normal. They gave us some
concoction that they made for our stomachs,
which you're not allowed to take if you are taking ayahuasca on the day. So on the Tuesday, I got something that the shaman brewed himself. It was quite strong, like a garlic and pepper and like ginger and a bunch of stuff. It was quite good. It really did the trick. Should get the recipe.
It helped.
So on Thursday we were back full power.
So then we decided to just really take a smaller dose on the Thursday to see what is because you kind of, the first week you have to trial it and see what your body can handle. So obviously that much was too much. So we went half. We got about that much in the little cup. And that worked better. It was a really good...
stronger than the first
It was strong, but it wasn't overwhelming.
For me it was.
Oh, yeah, okay. You had a different experience.
So for me, I had, in the beginning of the journey, I had the guy next to me made a lot of weird sounds and things, and that's fine because that's just his process. But in the journey that caused, I saw this dragon, and it was very dark and red and like little mustache. But it was almost the anticipation of it could turn dark at any time. So that was really scary. And it doesn't sound like that now, but like in the journey I had, my heart was beating fast and I felt cold in the chest and like really just super fear, a lot of fear. And that was one of the things. How did you start?
What was that? That was the night that I had a lot of like codes coming through. So I was sitting straight up and I had my hands starting to move quite a lot, and it was just what it was saying is it was reorganizing and reprogramming my neural pathways in my brain and changing my limiting beliefs, changing the ways that I think about things, so I could feel my brain being activated and like a cold, like menthol feeling on my skull as I was working on it, and I could feel how my thoughts would come up of like, oh, me trying to control the situation, or me thinking negatively about something. And then it was like Mother Ayahuasca would come in and be like, no, we take this thought and we take it away. You don't have to think about it this way. We reprogram it. We take it away. Don't store this in your brain. Take it out. So I could feel my brain being like emptied and reorganized. There were these dots, almost like there was a guide that came in that I could see, and he was a bit cheeky and funny, and he was like smiling at me, and he had these light dots that he was like putting together, showing me. And as he was moving them, I could feel my brain like being reprogrammed in a way. And as that was happening, my hands were like doing all these things, and I was very busy that night, just doing all of these things. My right side of the body was shaking. My leg was like shaking the whole time. I had like energy that I was directing with my right hand, like really pushing it out for a long time. There was very deliberate things that I was doing to move things that have been stuck in my body for a very long time out, and the shaking was just helping. We know that with breath work, that's like a major thing. The nervous system, it needs to shake to let go of things. So I wasn't really scared about that. I knew it was releasing. And same thing when I got my song, it was my left side. I was opening my heart up. I was directing energy. I was pulling new energy in. I was pulling stuff out. It was a very like flowy kind of journey. And yeah, I can't remember. There was a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, while she's talking about the little dots, I remember I had also like, it was black with like blue, kind of blue greenish kind of dots as well, but very finely spread, and they would move and pulse as I went through the journey in a very loving, nice way. And then we had some hand fans, and as I was fanning myself, it was like the wind was light, and as I was fanning, the light kind of came through, and the pattern stayed, but it was like wavy and breathing. So every time I would fan, I would see the wind move through light. Yeah, that was really cool. There was one point where I was really overwhelmed again. I was sitting, and there's these beings, suddenly a lot of beings around me, and it's this familiar place that I've seen before. It's not really comfortable. It's like outside, like almost like in the dirt, almost like next to a theme park or like a racetrack or something. And then they started showing me their world, so it just really like opening up, and that's really hard to explain because it's different things, and like bridges and like almost like DNA kind of strands and flowers. That's weird. Yeah, it was the feeling of it was just overwhelming. It was just all too much, and it was like, okay, I need to kind of calm it down. And anytime you have overwhelming stuff, you can ask ayahuasca to kind of just gently like showing you, calming it down a little bit. I did that a lot of the times in that third ceremony, which is again sometimes if you have to do it all the time, it's like it kind of gets you out of the exploration of it. So
I think it's needed. Like that was definitely one ceremony that I went into, like literally asking from the start, please be gentle, please open the space up really slowly. I cannot have another fearful night. This needs to be gentle. And she really listens to you.
And she listens, but when you lose yourself throughout the journey, you can kind of go off track, or that's how it's for me. Like you can go off track, but then you just, if you can remember to ask for gentleness, then it's okay.
Yeah, because in the end, it's like, it's not like ayahuasca is all light energy. Like there's nothing dark about her energy, her spirit. So she's here to help, but she will show you things that you need to face. And if you get scared, then it can become overwhelming because of your own thought patterns.
So it's really important not to fall into a loop. Like if anything's really overwhelming, just kind of catching that.
Bring yourself back.
And I think we have a lot of tools now that we kind of over the
we've
time
really
with the
trained
facilitation.
Ourselves to stay calm. Remember to breathe. I had a lot of remember to breathe slowly, remember to bring yourself back, ground yourself, ask the questions, be really clear on what you want. And if you're overwhelmed, just say it again. Can you please tone it down? I'm really scared right now. And then it literally goes like slower and
it's almost like you feel the whole
down. That journey for me was all about self-love. So it was a very beautiful journey. It was about letting go of those limiting beliefs, and it was about empowering myself. So the codes and these things that I was doing, it was like showing me, it was telling me, believe in your powers. You know that you have these abilities. You can do this. Like trust in the universe, trust in the process and in what you can do. So it was a very empowering journey. But then also I was in it for a very long time after the journey. Again, it's just, I think we're just really sensitive to the medicine. So when they finished and turned on the candle, I was literally still going into other dimensions. I was sitting up straight and my hand was just going, and I was in another realm, and I was just still busy doing these things, and I could feel my brain still being reprogrammed, and I was starting to get overwhelmed because it wasn't stopping, and everyone else was already starting to chat and going in and out to the bathroom, and so that gets a little bit much sometimes.
I was a little bit better because I was still deep in it, but I didn't have as much discomfort in my physical body, so I could kind of handle it okay.
So Vessel was helping me, I think, if I remember correctly, a bit more on that night. And I actually had a whole thing after where I was lying down and I was holding my stomach, and because I've got celiac disease, so there's like stuff coming from my stomach and my solar plexus that needs a lot of healing, and so my hands were really, really hot, and I was told to hold my hands on my stomach, and I could feel it was like healing that area. And I could see an old woman, like an old grey hair kind of shaman woman. Her face was coming in, and she was like losing her hair, and as she was losing her hair, I could feel it activating in my brain and connecting to my solar plexus again. Like it was all like gut, heart, brain coherence going on the whole time. All of this was like realigning, reprogramming, healing. And so I did a lot of that at the very end when we were all out of it. I was still busy with that. And eventually when I finally got out and was fully with it again, even that night when I went to sleep, I literally slept with my hand on my stomach and on my heart, and my hands were super hot, and I just slept like that the whole night. And I could feel it was like this was healing. It's doing the work. And so that was really, really cool.
A big part for me for the third ceremony as well was I had this moment where I was in an audience, so I felt like I was part of an audience and we were witnessing this thing that was unfolding, and almost like the world opening up, and like the roof was kind of a green kind of energy, and it was like just this beautiful thing coming down, almost like raining down in a way, but it was just beautiful to witness. It did feel overwhelming at times as well, and then with that the rain started falling on the roof, and the nature and the bugs and everything just really lit up. Like it sounded like electricity, but really, really loud, and that was a bit overwhelming because it was like, what is this? Like, are they actually doing this sound? Like, is it artificial or is it actually the nature? And that happened a few rounds, but every time it would be like this lifting energy, like, whoa, okay, wow, this is overwhelming, but it's good and it's just flowing in. Yeah, that was a big part, actually.
It's really like Mother Ayahuasca makes herself known, and she shows herself in different ways, and one is through the nature sounds, especially when, like, I have it when I'm a bit overwhelmed and she tries to calm me down, then all of a sudden the nature sounds become amplified. And even things like I would feel really hot and like I can't breathe, and I would be like, oh, there's no air in here, and all of a sudden nature sounds come up and the breeze comes in from the window, or the rain starts to pour down. It's like she's like, here you go, I will help you with this. So it's really creating that bond, and the more you connect and talk to her, the more easeful your journey will be, and with your plant as well. Like the master plant that we will take, we can talk to that plant as well because it's growing within us, and it's there to support.
Ask it for assistance and guidance. I think the last thing I'll share on the third ceremony was I had this entity to the back, to my left, but kind of behind me. And although it was behind me, and it wasn't scary, although it was behind me, it always felt like it was sometimes in the way, like it was blocking my vision, and it was always still here. Things like that is like sometimes you don't want to engage with it because you're scared of what it might bring, but or sometimes you just don't think about it to actually communicate. So if something like this happens, you can actually like talk to it, like what are you wanting to show me, or what's happening, like why are you here? So I didn't do it that night, but that's something, and sometimes you just don't think about it in the moment.
That's why you learn more and more, because that's why it's actually good that we're here for a month. We've got 16 ceremonies. So we're taking it bit by bit so that we can learn to communicate with these things better and have the best outcome. And so the final ceremony.
Final for the week.
We went in there again. So that was very still quite overwhelming for us, like that third one. It was quite...
Fourth one.
Yeah.
Third actually taking.
Yeah. It was... So when we went into this last ceremony, we took even less than we did the previous night, because we just thought we need to find the right dose, because I was in it for the longest time after. It was very profound, but still a bit overwhelming for us to handle. So that last ceremony, I took this much, like it must have been 10 milliliters. It was very little. And I think you got
the same,
Yeah. And that one was pretty good. Again, it opened up really gently. There weren't as many visions, probably because we took much less. I don't know, although I did have visions.
I did too, but not as much.
Yeah.
And
this time, like going into the intention of releasing tension and control and like things that really have a lot of stress in the body. That was for me a big thing. I could feel myself clenching my jaw a lot in the previous journey, and I knew that it's that control that I keep bringing up. I need to have control over things, and I've had a lot of stress in the body for many years, so that was my intention going into it. And the moment we got the medicine, the moment the lights turned off, my jaw just started to go. And it just started to release immediately. And I could feel like being worked on, like again, like a tingling menthol feeling, like all through my face, all through my neck, like things releasing. My jaw was just like so soft. My shoulders were softening. My arms were just numb. Everything was relaxing. My head and my skull was being pulled up, like when you get a really nice like chiropractic session, pulling it up. My brain felt like, again, it was like lifting and releasing things. The whole journey was just, with my mind, I was thinking about things that I was needing to let go of, and as I was letting go, my body was softening more and more, to the point where I literally felt like a marshmallow, like I couldn't even sit up straight anymore. I was just so soft. And that was going on for a very long time. And also during my song, that was the intention, to clear out tension, but also to open up the heart, to let go of grief and things like that. So with my song that I was getting, I was literally like melting, but then also like wanting to lift up, because I could feel the song like piercing through my heart. Like it felt like he was singing right here, was being like laser focused into my heart space. So that was opening up. And when I got back to my mat, I could feel like all of this was stirred up, and I like started crying. It was, which I didn't feel any emotion up to now.
Yeah, because the previous night we talked about how it's really hard to feel emotion for us in the journey, but when it's the right time,
it was not going to happen. Like I was like, even during my song, I was like, I'm not going to cry today. It's not going to happen. There's no way. And the moment I got back on my mat, it all broke open, and I was feeling really nauseous, and I was sitting with my bucket thinking I'm going to throw up. But then I started crying, and it all kind of came out that way. And when that finished, it was like this light was up there, like a star or something, and my head started to tilt up, and I was being like pulled upwards to this light and stretched out again, and my body was like, my spine felt like it was releasing tension again, and it felt almost like I'm going to visit my star family or something, like connecting to something up there. And there was a lot of release through my throat, like my head went back, and I had a lot of stuck energy in my throat that I could feel was being pulled out and up into the light. There was some like witchy kind of stuff going on as well. Like I could see like witches' souls going up into the light, almost like they were leaving my throat area, which is a bit weird, but I mean, could be a past life, could be anything really. It was releasing, and being the throat area, like speaking my truth, I had a lot of stuff around this chakra in the past, so that made a lot of sense for me with the whole witch wound as well. So that could have been something that was releasing. And it was just a lot of that. I had some beings that came to visit me. My head turned back and I could see like a glass craft with people inside waving at me, like it was my star family being like, hey, we're here. And I was trying to see what they looked like, but the vision disappeared really quickly. And the rest of the night was just me releasing. There was a lot of like internal things going on, releasing old stuff that did not belong with me anymore, and my body was just softening, letting go of a lot of stress, and until eventually I just went and lied back on my mat and kind of ended it there, and it felt like it finished. I thought I had finished with the group this time, on time, and felt like it was definitely lighter than the other evenings. But then when the candle was lit, my body was still feeling very soft and marshmallowy, and that kind of, I went to the bathroom and it was like I was floating, and there was still stuff happening and working in me. So I stayed in that for a long time after. Where Vessel came out of it quite quickly that night.
Yeah, it was a different night for me. I didn't have a lot of visions, but I was working on releasing fear, and so most of the song and everything was about that. And during my Ikara, I could really feel a big shift in that. So my personal intention was just like self-love, because they say they have an intention that they take in for your song to clear out, but then you kind of can do your own personal intention as well. So mine was just all about self-love, and so I didn't have a lot of visions, but it was all about like conversations of how I would do things different, and I can't remember much of it, like the details, but it was like it was slowly unfolding during the night, and the more the night went deeper into it, like I could feel like the self-love growing and changing in a way. Even afterwards when I went to the bathroom, like after the journey, like just seeing myself in the mirror was different. And I didn't tell you, but I did a little dance and okay. I was just like, I felt different. So yeah, and again, I kind of helped you a little bit through the rest of the night.
Yeah, because he was quite awakened
Yeah.
I went to lie back down and I thought I was okay, and then I wasn't, and it all came back again, that wave, and then I felt anxious, and it was because that song was meant to open the heart, so it was still working, and all of a sudden more emotion came out of nowhere. I started crying again, like that was at the very end when we thought we were done with it. That like sensation came up again, and I was in it again, and I was crying, and after that I started to feel like I'm coming down from it now. And then Vessel went and got me an apple, and that really helped, because if you just eat something and drink more water, then it helps to bring you back.
I remember another thing. We had a little Pomeranian, and she's really dear to us, and she's not here anymore, but quite at the beginning of the night, and she used to she will always be in the room that I'm in, and then I kind of acknowledge her, and then you kind of forget about it and just carry on with the stuff. And that was kind of like that. So she came in, and I couldn't see her for how she looked, but I knew kind of her presence she was lying down at my feet. I was like, okay, that's good. I like the presence, like I can take that through the journey, especially like she's taught us so much about self-love and those kind of things. And so she was just there, but I could see her as this, it was a white Pomeranian, but I could see her as this white, big, fluffy wolf, really powerful, and in the snow, and like white light just emanating from her. And that was really like a special feeling. So that was something, yeah, that kind of stayed with me throughout the whole night. Yeah.
And that was funny because that journey, I knew that Vessel went into his journey with a lot of fear because of the previous night that he went through all of that stuff. So I was like, I talked to her and said, she can go and sit with him tonight because he probably needs that a bit more. So it was interesting to hear that he had that experience when I was telling her in my journey to go sit with him.
It was probably at the same time because it was quite at the beginning.
So that was really cool.
Yeah. So overall, it was a hectic few journeys. The last one was, a little bit quieter for me, and I think I can take a little bit more medicine for the next one. I just remembered, like in the first journey as well, I had a lot of like businessy stuff come through, like ideas how to do the business in certain ways, like all these different ideas, but some of them looping almost too much and becoming too much. But then looking back at it now, it wasn't really too much. It's weird, but so I think a lot of insights came out of this week.
Yeah, it's just getting used to it. First you think it's really scary and overwhelming, but then once you get to learn to work with it, then it becomes an interaction, and then you really get the benefits out of it. So I would probably recommend doing definitely more than 1 week.
At least 2 weeks, I think.
At least 2 weeks.
If yesterday was the last one, I would have been disappointed. Not disappointed, but like
just not satisfied with.
I think then you kind of take it on a little bit different. We know this time that we have time, so we want to kind of unpack it as we need to and not rush everything because we need to get to a certain point at a certain time. So that's kind of what we're doing.